Practically every week, someone asks me, what's the best fashion design software? And I get why. There are new tools, new AI apps, new platforms launching constantly. But the reason this question keeps coming up is because people are trying to skip the most important step, clarity. So today, I'm not giving you a list, I'm giving you a way to decide so you stop wasting money on tools you don't actually need. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mikkel Drew Pelham. I talk about digital fashion design tools, how to communicate your ideas clearly, and how to turn creativity into a sustainable fashion business. If you're tired of guessing what software to use, what skills to learn, and what actually matters as you build your brand, this channel is for you. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you can keep learning with me. The reason so many people keep asking, what's the best fashion software, isn't because they're lazy. It's because the internet has trained us to look for shortcuts. We see someone on YouTube or Instagram using some rando digital fashion tool and we think, if I just use what they're using, I'll get the same result. On top of that, there is a ton of software hype in the fashion space right now, especially with AI. Every week, there's a new platform claiming it will revolutionize your whole business. And when you're overwhelmed by starting or growing your brand, you just want someone to tell you, this is the one, use this. But what you're really looking for at that moment isn't software, it's certainty. You want to know you're not about to waste time or money. But often, chasing the best tool is actually the fastest way to do exactly that. So instead of asking what's best, ask yourself, what job am I trying to get done? When you strip away the marketing and the hype, almost every fashion design tool falls into one of four categories. And knowing which one you need is what actually saves you time, money, and frustration. So let's break those down. This part of the process is about getting your ideas out of your head and onto paper, whether that's actual or digital paper. This is one of the few places that I still advocate for analog methods. So get out your mechanical or number 2 pencil, your Sharpies, your Micron pens, or your stylus and your iPad and just go to town. The point here is to focus on getting your ideas out quickly. And so you want something that's going to allow you to freehand draw. And if you're going digital, this is where you want to use something like Procreate, Photoshop, Fresco, or Sketchbook, which is free. There's also another one that I've recently come across, and I haven't tried it, but have heard good things about it, and that's Taisui Sketches Pro. And there is a free version of this as well. Whatever you decide to use, this is just ideation. And remember, you will likely draw much more than you decide to move forward with. Some people will also add some AI in here, perhaps to give a little more photorealism to their sketches, particularly if your sketches are very rough. And there are some great tools that will take a rough sketch and make it look a bit more polished. I do advocate for designers doing their own sketches. So while you could, I'm not encouraging you to prompt your way to your designs. I think AI is much more effective when you're starting with your own ideas and your own point of view, and it can help you refine that. And again, it's not something you have to use. If AI is something you do plan to explore and make use of, you can check out any of these videos on my channel to get you started. Keep in mind that AI moves fast, so while these are good introductions, you'll probably find that there are a lot more tools to explore at this point within any of these software options. Once you've got your ideas on paper or your digital canvas, you've taken some time to edit and maybe refine your ideas a bit. You may have even met with a counterpart to help narrow down the styles that work best for your customer or brand. And now you're ready to start getting prototypes of those ideas and bringing them to life. This part of the process is about clearly communicating your design ideas and your vision to someone else. This is also your opportunity to fully think through the construction and the design details. Often when we're first doing our rough sketches, we don't always think about the construction details, the closures, the seam finishes, stitching. Will that need a dart or will it be able to fit like that without one? And this is kind of a spicy topic, but if you're like me, you may not have chosen fabric yet either, so you'll be starting to think about what materials to use. All of that also affects how you draw your flat sketches and technical drawings, which then go on to the technical specification, which is the instruction manual for your design. And of course, no surprise to anyone who's been following this channel, my software of choice to draw your flat sketches is Adobe Illustrator. Other secondary choices are Corel Draw, which I have never used but have always heard great things about it, and Affinity Designer, which I'm not in love with, but has a decent pen tool, which is really the main tool you need to get those sketches done. Two things to keep in mind though, if you are going to look into an alternative, neither of these are industry standard, which is something to think about for those of you who might be thinking about working in a corporate environment. Also, if you're looking up tutorials on digital drawing flat sketches, there are less tutorials on Corel and Affinity. Not to say that there are none, but there aren't as many. And the number of resources available to you when you need help is an important consideration. For the tech pack itself, you've got some options here. If you're in a larger, even mid-sized company, it's quite possible that they have a PLM system, and that's probably where you're building your tech packs. Otherwise, many people use Illustrator since they're already using the tool to sketch. And there's a great tool in development right now called Tech Pack Wizard that helps you more seamlessly create your tech packs in Illustrator. It is currently in beta, so if you like to get on the wait list to be a tester or be one of the first to use it, I'll leave a link in the description to the website so you can sign up. Or you can use Excel, which is my preference, particularly once you get to the spec sheets or the bill of materials. Your final option is using specialized software. And one of the best that's been around for a while is called Tech Packer. And if you want a quick introduction to that, you can check out this video. Now that your technical specification is done, it's time to get your sample. And in this case, I'm going to suggest that before you move to a physical sample, you first create a digital one. This part of the process is about getting your product made correctly. And hear me when I say this. I am not suggesting that you only create digital samples and then automatically move into production. But what I do advocate is doing a first digital proto so that you can see overall fit, catch obvious errors so that the first physical proto will be much more accurate and have little to no fit issues. Samples are expensive. They not only cost money, but they also cost time and resources, yours and the manufacturer's. So when you're ready to spend your money to have someone cut into fabric and take the time and expertise to sew a garment, you want to make sure it's as accurate as it possibly can be. And that's not to say that 3D will ensure that you get a perfect sample every time, but it'll likely be a lot more accurate and true to your design intent if you do. So in this step, you'll be, of course, using 3D fashion design software. My preference is Clo 3D. Although there is a learning curve, I do think it's a bit more user-friendly than some of the others I've used in the past. But honestly, Browseware, Shimaseki, if you're working on sweaters, even Tukatech are all good options as well. Each has its strengths when it comes to the overall look of the 3D. Some have more robust pattern making features, but I really can't say that you'd be making a bad choice choosing one over the other. I have several videos on this channel on Clo. I also have some Browseware videos as well, but those are a bit older and Browseware has done significant updates since then, so probably best to visit their YouTube channel if you want an introduction to their software. But again, if the goal is to create a well-fitting pattern that you can digitally fit and then output to make a physical sample, any of these tools will do that for you. Now that you've got your digital and physical samples and you fit them, now it's time to make some sales. This part of the process is about your designs being sold and making a profit. This is when you do your sales projections, working with your manufacturer to get final costing, determining your marketing. And some of this work is done prior to the beginning of your development, even while the rest of your development is going on. But now that you've got the actual product in front of you, you can make some final decisions. At this point, you're not really using design software, but you are using digital tools here. Lots of spreadsheets and/or PLM software. If you're doing e-commerce and you're using a platform like Shopify, there are lots of digital tools and integrations that allow you to track inventory, purchases, and market your product so that you have more sales and build a profitable, sustainable business. So once you consider these 4 categories, design, communication, production, business, you start to realize that many designers don't pick software based on which of those areas they actually need help with. They pick tools based on what looks impressive, what's trending, or what someone else is using. And that's how you end up with a tool stack that looks professional on paper, but doesn't actually move your brand forward. Before you buy or subscribe to your next digital tool, ask yourself one question. What is the biggest thing slowing my brand down right now? If you can't visualize your designs, you probably need one of the design tools. If your samples are coming in wrong, you probably need a technical communication tool. If your samples aren't fitting and the vision isn't translating, you probably need to start using 3D tools. And if the product isn't selling, you probably need merchandising and business tools. The best software is the one that fixes whatever that problem is for you. And this is why I offer the courses that I do inside 383 Digital Fashion School. Each course builds on the other, and they all work together to help you build your brand. Thanks for watching this week's video. If you need better technical communication on whether that's learning to flat sketch or how to create a tech pack, if you're ready to start creating patterns and testing your designs and fit in 3D, or you need to make better sales and profit in your business, check out the links in the description to sign up for a class in the 383 Digital Fashion Design School. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with another designer if you found it helpful. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next time.